Okay, welcome into Specs TV. I know this channel's been deader than dead. I promise I'm bringing it back, and I figured today's a good day to do it. Why? Well, they announced the Switch 2, and for those who don't know, I am unfortunately a Nintendo guy. I have my Switch right here on my desk. Bada bing, bada boom, the original Switch. See, right there, the original Switch. I've owned basically every Switch console every Nintendo console minus the Wii U. I have a game shelf over here that has my DS and a bunch of DS games, so I've been around the block when it comes to good old Nintendo. I love Legend of Zelda, love me some Pokemans, and all that fun stuff. So with this announcement here of the Switch 2 and stuff, I'm very excited for it. However, I do want to talk about some of the good, some of the bad, and kind of the funny thing they're doing to prevent piracy, or not piracy, rather, scalpers from doing scalping and making a PS5 situation. So let's jump into it now, and we'll go through all the stuff, all the games and stuff here, a lot of sources and stuff, and we'll just go from there. So yeah, leave a like, all that fun stuff, and subscribe to Specs TV for more action and stuff. We're bringing back the channel back. I'm probably gonna record some random stuff to throw on here just so it proves to you guys that I'm just not an MLB The Show streamer, gamer, guy, dude. We're bringing the channel back, so subscribe. Let's bring this thing back to life. So if you're subscribed to both, I love you very much. But subscribe here as well, and subscribe over there. So let's just jump into this, and we'll break everything down. All right, so starting here, I just put in Nintendo Switch because there's a lot of stuff here. Starting with this is just tops. Starting with, we got Hollow Knight Silksong, which we know is coming out. It's coming to the Switch 2 sometime this year. This is the one everyone's blowing their butts about. We don't have the music on because I don't want to get sued out my ass by Nintendo. But this is Mario Kart World. Pretty stellar stuff here. 24 guy racing here. Looks pretty snaggless. It looks bad here because it's YouTube, it's Twitter. So I can only go up to 20p, sorry. It looks pretty snaggalicious here. This is a launch title. It's the only launch title. The other game, Donkey Kong, Nintendo Switch-wise, doesn't come out. So, in terms of, do I need to buy this game now? Buy this now? No, you really don't. You honestly do not. If you're a giant Mario Kart fan, and this is what you're going to be playing and cool with playing for hours on end, by all means, go hog wild, go nuts. This is, this one right here, however, even set my roommate off a little bit because this is a From Software game called what is it? It's called Duskbloods or something. The Duskbloods, a Switch exclusive from Software that for a lot of people looks sort of like Bloodborne. And let me tell you, as someone who hasn't played Bloodborne, I have the capabilities to play it, but the ability to play it on modern console and seeing this kind of makes me laugh a little bit. That either it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be hopeful that we're going to get that remake, or two, they just really saying screw people and From Software, and there's like, we're just going to put it on Switch. But this looks really good, and and if you're excited for that, also a sequel to Kirby's Air Ride. This is also coming here as well. I played the original first Kirby's Air Ride, which is which I thought was also really fun. Everyone's talked good things about Kirby, the Forgotten Kingdoms, so I assume this will be good as well. Honestly, so we just sort of scroll here. It's a fun game to play. The free mode's always fun. These games are always fun, but again, this comes out later this year. This isn't a launch title. This is the other game, a 3D Donkey Kong game. We haven't had this thing in years. If you remember if you're my age in your early 30s, late 20s, early 30s, you remember Donkey Kong 64 and being able to do this. As I'm just going to scroll here, like, you remember doing this 3D Donkey Kong Mario-esque game, which is, we've been excited for 7/17/2005. So 2025. So you got time here. This is 3 months away at the very least. also for this one I was really excited for as a Pokemon fan. I don't where was it? If they had the list, because they talk about the controller. Wait, I want to see the list. There's a list I want to show off. Where is the list? Where is that list? Because there was a list they showed, and there it is. This is what I'm excited for, and if you're a Pokemon fan, you're gonna like this a lot too. Son of a gun, I lost it. Hold on, the Switch thing's kind of cool. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Hold on. There you go. I didn't really pause on this. Super Mario Sunshine, great game. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, also great. XD Gale of Darkness, I'm super excited for. The original Mario Strikers, not excited for. Never played Luigi's Mansion, so this might be it. Also, Pokemon Coliseum. This right here, I'm cool with. Banger. I love Fire Emblem. Banger. Great. This is great. Chibi Robo, not the biggest fan of. Luigi's Mansion, banger, and also a banger as well there. Those are all bangers, and that's available the same day. So if you're into that kind of thing and you want to play that stuff natively, go hog wild. I will admit that is something excited for as well. And then, people are wanting all this stuff. Some of this stuff as well. Like, there's a lot of games that are probably going to be coming. The Fire Emblem Radiance is one as well. I know a lot of people are saying they wanted Fox. They wanted the Fox Adventures. I don't necessarily know if there's going to be there, but a lot of that stuff seems like some good things. A lot of people are hoping Melee. I don't necessarily expect Melee, but we'll sort of see. And they talk about taking a look at the system launching June 5th. So in a month from now, we get this. That's what we'll be getting. There also, it looks like there'll be a treehouse as well tomorrow. Hands-on with some of the games here. There's a lot of them, which will be at 7 in the morning again. Not getting up. So let's jump to the Nintendo. Let's jump here, because this is what I think we need to talk about. This is where the stuff's gonna get interesting. So, backwards compatibility. Games are compatible. Nintendo Switch will play both physical Nintendo Switch games because you can transfer, so that is good as well. And there's the experience here. If you're in these areas, if you're in New York City, to the 4 through the 6, LA next week, and then Dallas the following week. Taking a look at the trailer here. Can we... I want to see if we can see the thing here. So this is it. This is the pre-order thing, and I want to talk about... Let's just start to talk about what comes in it. It starts at... This is the gameless version, so meaning you kind of just want to play the GameCube stuff, I would assume. It's going to run you $450 USD. Is that a lot? Yes. My PlayStation... I just want to put this in perspective. My PlayStation with Spider-Man 2, when I got it last year, cost about $500. That is what the cost will be with Mario Kart at launch. I suggest just getting that if you are want to be an early adapter. Just get it. I think it's gonna be a better thing. And this is what it's gonna come with. The Nintendo 2 Switch comes with the following: the console, 2 Joy-Con controllers, 2 grips, the dock, ultra high-speed HDMI cable, power adapter, and the USB-C charging cable. And then talks about retail price of this bundle will be $499, about $500. Which includes a download code for the game, which will also be available the same day. And it talks about all this stuff. It talks about game chat, where you it's basically Nintendo's version of Discord. And you can buy a camera for it. One of the things even I'm intrigued by is, can a regular, the webcam we're using, because that camera does cost $50. The stand and everything. It's an ultra wide camera. I don't know how good it'll be. But if we can use other cameras, I'm sure you can just use another camera. The stand's pretty nice. I think the stand's probably the most interesting thing. So here's some of the specs for it. The Switch has a large 7.9 built-in LCD display at 1080p. It said 1080p, 120 FPS. We'll see how that kind of goes. So hopefully... They said there will even be upgrades for Pokemon, so I think we might actually get the real Pokemon experience. And as someone who's played all of them, I haven't played the DLC for the new one because I just couldn't take the Switch tearing anymore. So I'm hoping this helps fix this issue. but 1080p while maintaining the same thickness of Nintendo Switch is pretty good. They needed to do this because of all the other handhelds. Talks about the new Joy-Cons. They are magnetic. In addition, they operate like a mouse by sliding surfaces. So right now, for those of you, if you're sort of like, well, what's the prop? So this is how these things kind of go. You slide them out and become the controllers, and then you slide them back in like this to sort of get it to work. It's not the best system thing, because if you can, I don't know if you can tell, but it wiggles a little bit, but it stays in place. But I've heard people drop these things, like kids and stuff, and they have a tendency to like snap and stuff, which is a problem. New freely adjustable stand and USB-C port. Yes, for the record, this is the stand on it. Like I can kind of put it on a desk, but it's not the most firm standing thing. It feels cheap, and then it's kind of rubbery, and also too, that's where like the SD slot is. So that's not exactly the bestest thing in the planet. USB-C, we kind of knew that was coming, so any USB-C thing you can use. They're cheap. The brick thing was just, this isn't a USB-C, it's a USB one, but it's just one of these. I think the voltage will be the same, so again, probably really cheap. Able to get a lot of the stuff third hand, which is going to be good. Nintendo Switch has significantly improved CPU and GPU way before the Nintendo Switch, which is good. New advanced gameplay, but again, I think they had to because they knew they couldn't do it. Crisp quality and spatial 3 sound, as becoming more and more of a sound guy. This is great. Giant internal storage, 256. Before it was 35. Like I said, I have the SD card. You can buy the micro SD cards fairly cheap. I was watching Austin John earlier, and I think I heard him say the small micro thing from SanDisk is only $250 for terabyte, which isn't bad. So if you want space, you can totally get space. And then it talks about Switch 2 can also be compatible with physical copies of the Switch, which is good. Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers and peripherals such as Pro Control will be able to use on the Joy Switch by connecting them wirelessly to the system. So if you have the old ones, it looks like it'll work in some capacity, don't know. And then by connecting it to a TV dock, users can output up to 4K resolutions and play games up to 120 FPS via compatible games and TVs. So I don't know if this is in dock mode, and I know this was something I think they might have confirmed it was in there, that it can, and that's the case, because for me, this is why I got it. I want to play it I played mine on handheld mode the most. I think if they can maintain that pretty well, it'll be good, but if they want to make it be like, hey, 4K 120, hands down, because I do play mine's connected to my game monitor right here. Hi, this bad boy. It'll be great. Multiple players can compatible with Game Share, which is great. Features were you can play the 2 game system and it can compatible with Game Share. Okay, and Game Chat. Again, this will be fun, especially for me. A lot of my friends live out of state, but one thing we all have Nintendo Switches, so this might be one of those situations where if I can early adapt, I will. I don't want to per se, but being where we are and all this stuff, this might be interesting. So this is virtual game cards. I don't know how I feel about this, but we'll get into that a little bit later. With VGC virtual game cards, players can easily manage all their purchased digital games, play games on 2 different systems, or even lend or borrow games. The virtual game card shows all the digital games purchased and user's Nintendo account, making it easy to access the games and load while the system's not connected to the internet. Something that this thing does now too, which is great. Internet goes out, you're on a plane, you can still play it. Fantastic. Other users can play same blah blah blah. Talks about the Switch Online. Will be available on 2 Switch players discount. Well, yeah. The only thing, let's see. All Nintendo Switch users can access Game Chat without an online membership through the end of March of next year. After that time, the Nintendo Switch Online membership required to use that. No, there's GameCube and yep. Okay, this all seems to be fine. Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and of course they're going to do this. Say parental controls, which is good. New games. Mario Kart's the only one at launch. Keep that in mind. Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out a little bit later. Super Mario Party Jamboree, July 24th. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Switch editions. Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 editions. Will be the same as launch day. upgrade titles will be available as well. I own both of these, and there's also a cool little app that acts like a GPS, which I'm like, nice. I don't know a Nintendo Switch app known as Nintendo Online Switch app, Zelda Notes, this game-specific service to the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of the game. Difficult to find, so it makes 100% a little bit easier. Again, they are going to be selling upgrades for this. I don't know how much they cost. They haven't said. And then beyond here, Kirby's Platform, Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdoms, Star Cross World, August 28th. Metroid Prime 4, we don't have the launch date at. Both will support HDR based on performance style. Explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 FPS or enjoy smoother HD at 120 FPS. Capable display launches in 2025. And then it says Pokemon AZ will be late 2025. Kirby Air Riders 2025. Dragon Drive. It's a wheel the 5th as well with the World Tour. And it talks about Dusk Bloods coming April 4th. April 4th. Oh, that's tomorrow. That's the thing. Hades 2 will be at 60 FPS. Madden, WWE. For those of you who do play the show, I think this was part of the reason why we didn't see a Switch thing, because they knew this was coming. So I don't know if they'll drop it later. They might. Some other stuff coming here. Hyrule Warriors is coming to the Switch 2. It's just Age of Imprisonment, a sequel to that. Split Fiction is coming as well. You get it with Friend Pass. So what that means, one of you buys it, you can play with your buddy. He doesn't have it. Cyberpunk is coming, Ultimate Edition. Same day as the Switch 2. Final Fantasy Remake Intricate, if you want to play it on the go. Street Fighter 6. Civilization, now it's functionality. Hogwarts Legacy will be on there as well. Bravery Default Fairy HD Remaster. BL4, Borderlands 4. I don't know how this will play, but hey, I'm going to say this as someone who's going to be playing it probably on PC or PS5. I'm just going to say this when it comes to this. If it might look really well, it might run terrible. I don't know. Some other stuff, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 4, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, Yakuza 0, Fortnite. I'm sure this will look better than it is. Enter the Gungeon, Hitman World of Assassins, Edition, Project 007, all this stuff. And then talks about all the prices of some of the stuff. So the Switch console right here, it's the one I get, Orange 500 bones. I suggest just getting this because you're only paying $50 more. Donkey Kong, when it comes out, will be $70. Pro Controller, if you want to get it, you can get it. I got a cheap third-party one. I don't know if this will be able to connect. We'll find out. But I mean, some people really like the Pro Controller, some don't. So it's $80. Joy-Con 2 pair, the grips, the stuff. I think a lot of this stuff you can get third-party. This is the camera I was talking about. Is $50. The dock is $109. Screen protector is $35. All-in-one carrying case and the adapter is $30. All this stuff. And then we talked about pre-orders. They are making pre-orders interesting. So this, like I said, this is Austin John Plays. Go check him out. He's a good dude. I'm sorry I'm blocking your face. It's not really bad. But I want to point this out here. So the things here, I know my screen, I kind of cut it off here. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, so this is the thing I just want to cover really quickly here. So Nintendo account holders, these 18 or older, the first batch of invitations go out here. Initial invitation. Priority as follows. You must have a paid Nintendo Switch online membership for a minimum of 12 months and 50 hours of gameplay total. Again, I'm actually if I wanted to pre-order through this, I couldn't because I am on my buddy's account. I've been for a few years, but I do have 50 hours of play. But like I said, I'm not necessarily looking to pre-order necessarily, but I want to throw that out there. In case you were, make sure you meet this criteria if you want to go through Nintendo. If you go through somewhere else, I don't know how that's going to go. But mainly this is for scalpers. We'll kind of see how things sort of go. I assume it won't be necessarily the same, but Nintendo's saying, hey, if you order through us, we'll make sure you don't get scalped because we are going to have limited quantities, which is good, which is very, very good. Well, that summarizes that up. Like I said, I wanted to bring something to this channel, talk about everything, show some of the games off, and gauge my excitement because I do like Nintendo. I know I don't necessarily show it sometimes, but I do like them. I think this will be absolutely fun. It might not be fun right out the gate, but I think it will be fun at least 6 months down the road, or at least a little bit down the road. You don't have to get it right away. I think that's the good thing they kind of made kind of clear, is like, hey, we know you're not going to get this right away. We're not going to be like hard launching this thing square away, you know, banging it out right away. We know it's gonna take some time, so everything's gonna be dragged out a little bit more. Again, if you're a Pokemon fan, you can wait 6 months down the road. If you're a Mario Kart guy, hey, this is your time now. I'm sure there'll be a lot more stuff coming in the summer as holiday seasons come around. So if you want to wait till then, by all means, wait till then. I might be in the same boat. I have friends who already said they're going to pre-order. So live vicariously through them if you're not entirely sure, if you're not sold on it, or you just want to wait. I totally understand. But just like I said, want to throw my thoughts out there because I think this is kind of cool and very excited for Nintendo, guys. Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, all that fun stuff. Check out this channel and the main channel. If you're into baseball, this channel I will bring more life to. I promise. I swear. Fingers crossed. I got some. We're going to be doing some stuff. I will definitely be making more content on this side of things. But thanks for checking this out. I will see you guys all in the next one.